Order filled. Order filled.
Wow. Just like that, guys. $886, up
MULM.
1,287 on GFAI. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, let's go! Biggest trade I've ever had in my life. Right there. What's up, guys? So we set all kinds of records today. We set a record for the largest green day I've ever had. We set a record for the most I've ever made on a single stock, which was now 12,017 on GFAI. We set a record for the largest single trade loss, which I'll show you in a second. That one was on EXN. And then we set a record for the largest single trade win, which you just saw. So I'll go over that clip as well as some other good ones here in a second. Let's get into the video. All right, so the first trade, and this is my largest loss, was on a red to green move. And we had a big order. It was an okay order. It really wasn't that big. And I'm going to pause the video really quick. I want you to notice the volume. In the first minute, which is where we expect the most volume, we only saw 450,000 shares get traded. So that is non-existent volume. There's no reason I should be playing this stock, but yet, alas, here I am. I take a trade, 4,000 shares at 161 in front of this order, expecting like a little bounce or something. The risk reward just isn't there because let's watch what happens as soon as we start to see some selling. Boom, it flushes. I try to get out 156. I can't, so I immediately hit the panic button. I'm out at 152, and that's a $340 loss. So every day I come in and trade the market, I'm always looking for patterns in the level 2. Now I always have my bread and butter strategies where I'm scalping the high day breaks, or I'm scalping around big orders, or I'm buying in front of big orders, but I'm also looking for other patterns. And there was a very significant pattern that played out in GFAI today. This happened multiple times. This was the first occurrence of it, or maybe it was the second, I'm not sure. But either way, let's play the clip and watch what I'm talking about. So watch the ask, it's building up here. We are near the high of day, but we're gonna start to sell off. And as we sell off, you'll see that the ask just kind of steps down. See, the same number is sitting on the ask, and it's just stepping down, stepping down, stepping down as the price goes lower. So when this happens, as soon as the momentum starts to shift, so you'll see a bunch of red here at first, and then it's going to switch to green. That's the momentum shifting. And as that momentum shifts, we want to play the break through this big order, whatever it is. So right here, we're at 116. We've got a big order at 116, and we're going to see the momentum shift there. I'm in. And we get a nice little pop for 2 or 3 cents, whatever it is. And this played out over and over again, so I'm going to play a couple, or I'll show you a couple more clips where this was the case. Not a huge trade here, but this is a very important one that you have to be able to take your loss when the trade's not there. Let's watch what happens. We got 130 psychological level, big order. We're going to see lots of green into it. Boom, it goes from 1,000 right there to 200. I'm in. It should have broke immediately. I got to get out. So if I hadn't got out there, I'd be looking at a 4-cent loss, 5-cent loss right now. So you got to take your loss really quick. You know, if the momentum is there and then it doesn't break, got to get out. All right, here's another example of a sell-off. So we're going to sell off here. The ask is going to build up, and we're just going to go down, down, down. You can see the big numbers on the ask. And eventually we're going to get to a spot where we start to hold. See, the build was at 200 here. And now we're building. The bid's building. We see a little bit of green. Not enough for me to want to buy into 122 yet. Okay, now the bid's huge. Now we're seeing some of that green. Now I'm in. Quick 2-cent pop. Easy peasy. All right, another example here. 1,000 on the ask, and we're just going to sell off from here. And this is just going to see the short attack, right? We got the ask that's just going to get bumped down every step of the way. There's even a big bid here at 121, but it's going to get ripped through. We're going to head lower. And just noticing these patterns, if you can pick up on a pattern like this, it can be extremely, extremely profitable. Here we go. We're going to go a little bit lower. Even here, though, I'm watching for a shift in momentum. It's just been red, 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 red. I'm looking for a shift in momentum. As soon as I see it, I'm going to hop in. Pausing the video quick. I know that on the chart, this is a place where we should start to find support. So I will be a little bit more aggressive down in these areas of the chart if it looks like we might get a bounce. And so I didn't really see anything too big there. What we did is we peaked below 118, we went to 117, and then popped right back up to 118. So that's what caused me to get in here. Was it a great buy? I don't know. My risk on this was probably about 2 cents. But we are at a dip buying spot, and then we saw a big bid there. I'm partial out half, and at this point, we've got a nice wick. So I'm holding the rest of the 2,000 shares for a move back to the high of day. We put in equal highs at the high of day. So equal highs usually to me means breakout. I want to see the stock come back up to these breakout areas because stops are above this. We have shorts stop losses sitting right above these breakout areas. And now if this wick high, or if this candle wick were to go and break the high a day and then come back down, that's a failed breakout and not as great of a hold on a dip buy. So I think I partialed out a little bit more there and holding this 1,000 shares for the high a day move. This does come back and stop me out at break even, but I still think, even in hindsight, that this was a great hold. I think this wick was a very good pattern, very well could have played out to the high a day. All right, guys, here we go. This is the big one. This is the $700 trade. It's the biggest trade I've ever had in my trading career, and here we go. So I said at this point, I had taken that huge loss in the morning. I was down $338, and GFAI, this one that we've been watching, this is a stock that I should be taking 10,000 shares on. And because I was down earlier in the day, I didn't do that. I didn't want to compound my losses and make this into a huge red day, get really emotional. So I said, I'm going to take my normal 4,000 share size. If I get back to break even, then I can take the 10,000 shares. And that's when I did that right here into this breakout. Killer trade. So let's watch. 127 is where that ask is. We've got 1,700 on the ask. Again, I'm going to wait to be kind of like the last one into this thing. I know we're seeing green here, but I want to be the last one into this ask. So let's see here. Now we're starting to get that momentum. I'm in. Again, I want to see it break immediately. It did. It's holding so far. And I know we got to get through 130. 130 is the high of day. We should get a nice push above 130. And it looks like we're going to break 130. That was a chance to add right there into 130. And just a beautiful trade right out into the momentum, the high day break. 7 cents. 7 cents on 10,000 shares. It was a beauty. Even though that was my best trade ever, looking back on that trade, there was definitely opportunity to go even bigger. So that's why I say always record yourself, record your trades, go back and watch them, because even your best trades, there's always room to milk out more. There's always room for improvement. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. Freaking insane day. And it's days like these that will make your week, make your month. I was break even on the week before today, and now it's a $1,300 week, and that's above my average week. So I couldn't be happier with how it played out. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I will see you next week.